taking that cloak of being careful about your emotions off. That's very important.
So I've seen a lot of your interviews in my life, and I can see how inspired you are from your parents.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're inspired from their relationship as well.
Totally.
What have you learned from them?
I think the beauty about their relationship was it was a relationship of equals from the very beginning. My parents, even though they had separate responsibilities and they always worked together, but they always gave each other respect in terms of each other's opinions. And I was raised in an environment like that. My mom's opinion was as important as my dad's opinion. They both took decisions together. It was never one person's monopoly. And that's an extremely healthy marriage.
So Priyanka, they were both physicians in the army. And I'm sure that job comes with a lot of discipline. So I'm sure that discipline trickled down at home as well. And that's a part of your growing up. And would you say that discipline is also the reason that you've become Priyanka Chopra, like the Priyanka Chopra? Has discipline been a big part of your life?
Yes, I think people confuse discipline with like punctuality sometimes, but that's not what discipline is. Discipline is being prepared. Discipline is riyaz. Discipline is training. Discipline is learning. Discipline is knowing that if I'm going to do a job, I'm going to give it my 120%. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. Because when it comes to the military, even one mistake can cause a big butterfly effect. And that's something I definitely learned from both my parents as physicians and as people who were in the military.
And then, again, from a lot of times when you're in the middle of your hustle, you don't come to know how good you are. And you need an outside perspective.
Right.
So trust me, from the outside, again, seeing your career, you're someone who's constantly moved on to the next project, even after victories. Is that something you do consciously, that if a film is a hit, you're like, cool, good, I'll be zen about it, but I'll move on to the next one?
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like you are defined by, every time you're defined by what you do next, not what you left behind.
So when you have a super hit film, what's going on in your head?
Great, that happened. What's next?
I like that.
How am I going to top that?
Yeah.
Or what am I going to do that's going to be different? It might not be the same thing, because there's no point of doing the same thing over again. I try not to do the same thing over again. You have to take risks. Risks are so important in evolution. Playing it safe, yeah, you can have an existence, but you'll never be someone who's a trailblazer.
Who's a legend.
Yeah, and legendary shit. I like legendary shit.
We can see that.